All right, y'all, it's Friday, and not only does that mean that the weekend is right around the corner, but it also means that Zach Lowe's 10 Things column is out, and he tells us everything he likes and doesn't like in the NBA. So, Zach, there is so much to dive into, and I know we'll save best for last, but let's start with the Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown rightfully get plenty of national attention, but whose play has caught your eye as of late?
I love the way Malcolm Brogdon fits out of this Celtics roster. And by that, I mean a lot of the Celtics role players, Derek White, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, they're quick hitters. They catch the ball, they move it, they screen, they cut. Malcolm Brogdon holds the ball a little bit, has a little bit of a score-first mentality. And I think the Celtics need that. I think they need another guy who can say, I can get mine. I can create something from nothing when the shot clock is winding down and Jason Tatum's double teamed and all that. And I love the way Malcolm Brogdon kind of sticks out in that way on the Celtics roster. Maybe the front runner for Sixth Man of the Year.
Speaking of shot clocks winding down, you've got 24 seconds, Mr. Celtic Perk. You were just in Boston for our All Access show, so we're going to put 24 seconds on the clock, and I'm going to ask you, do the Celtics have the deepest roster in the NBA?
The answer is yes. Anytime your fourth or fifth option guy win Eastern Conference Player of the Week like Derek White did, that means your roster is deep. And when it comes down to, when I look at this Celtic team play, it's no flaws. They have zero flaws. Do y'all realize that Grant Williams got a DNP last game? Grant Williams, we're talking about a guy that was a rotational player. He got a DNP. That speaks volumes about this team. They're the deepest team in the league.
That's time, but you were just a little heavy, so it's okay. No surprise. Okay, Zach.
I talk slow. It should have put 27 seconds on.
That is true. You do talk slow, but we're still abiding by NBA rules. Okay, Zach, let's transition to another team out east who has been playing even better than the Celtics as of late, the New York Knicks. They have won 7 in a row. So who has stood out to you as a big reason why?
Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, they're the stars. Emmanuel Quickley, he's in the six-man conversation. Josh Hart, brand new fan favorite. Don't sleep on Mitchell Robinson as the guy who ties it all together, especially on defense, owning the paint on both ends of the floor. You don't guard him on a pick and roll, it's death by lob dunk over and over again, and that means the Knicks shooters are going to be open. And on defense, he used to be a little bit, jumpy, leaping to block every shot. His fundamentals weren't there. He's become a beast on defense. He's got his arms out. He's in the passing lanes. He's taking away everything, owning the paint, owning the glass. Really, really nice season for Mitchell Robinson.
Absolutely. And if you look at the standings, Tristan, your Cavs are now only a game ahead of the Knicks in the standings. Can New York catch Cleveland and get home court in the playoffs? 24 seconds. Go.
Listen, the Knicks is like I say, fast horses don't ride long. And that's what the New York Knicks is. They're not catching my Cavaliers. Listen, the Cavs' next 8 games is they got Detroit, win. They got 2 games with the Hornets in Charlotte, both wins. They got the Wizards, they're gonna win that. And they got the Nets. So guess what? I appreciate the Knicks. They're playing hard, MSG, Spike, they're excited, but they're not catching my Cavaliers. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, you did it. You nailed it. Right at the buzzer.
Time.
Right on time is the best time to be. Now, Zach, we talk about the Celtics. We talk about the Knicks. We talk about the Lakers and the Warriors. But I am hosting today. So I want you to somehow, some way, give love to my Houston Rockets, who I'm wearing red for.
Well, we don't give them a lot of love because they're very, very bad and they're very, very hard to watch. But they have cap space this summer. They might get lucky in the lottery. We'll see. But Tari Eason, what a delight Tari Eason is. He is everywhere on the floor. He loves the grimy stuff. He's 8th in the entire league in offensive rebounding rate. The top 20 is basically 7-footers, and this rookie wing in Houston, who's a 6'8" tank, getting people out of the way, shoving people out of the way, snatching the ball out of people's hands. He's one of only, I think, 3 guys in the league that average 2 steals and a block per 36 minutes. He can already defend 4 positions. He might end up being one of the rare guys who can defend all 5. He is going to be, if the Rockets ever provide him with some coherent team around him, a really, really good two-way support player someday.
Oh, that's a big if. I'm telling you all, the future in Houston is bright. So put me on the clock, Director Kathy, please, and let me tell the people why. Here we go. 1, I'm the only person here that actually read your full story to get the synopsis here. And one thing that I love, Zach, that you said about Tari Eason, he's one of only 4 rotation players averaging at least 1 block, 2 steals per 36 minutes. You said, quote, "This dude is a keeper. I can't wait to see what he does with veterans and structure around him." That's what the Rockets are really pushing for. Building around their small, young, youthful pieces. And I think we're going to end up winners in the long run. So I missed it. I know, I missed it myself. I nailed it last week. But Director Kathy, I thought you were my girl. You're supposed to delay it until I was done.
Long run.
It seems like everything is great in Denver, but that spotlight has brought also a lot of scrutiny, as I mentioned. Is he feeling added pressure this season?
He certainly mentioned that he'd heard little stat chasing accusations, some silly scrutiny. Here's a stat that's worth chasing. The man is 24-0. The Nuggets are 24-0. When he has a triple-double this season, you can chew on that like some calamari perk. But look, this is what comes along with the individual dominance and the individual accolades. And he's not the first. He's not going to be the last who's gone through this sort of thing. You look at Dirk Nowitzki. He was a soft Euro. That stereotype wasn't shattered until his 12th to 13th season when he goes through Kobe Bryant's 2-time defending champion Lakers, the Oklahoma City Thunder with a young super team and an old center named Perk. The Super Friends in Miami delayed their championship hopes. Suddenly you win a championship, there's that soft Euro stereotype shattered. Giannis went through the same thing. Do we hear any more about how Giannis doesn't have a bag? Oh no, that was quieted, not after 2 MVPs, but after a run to a championship that he capped with 50, 15, and 5. You do that and people don't worry so much about your bag. Look, James Harden has dealt with the same sort of scrutiny. He will continue to unless or until he wins a championship. That's just part of the deal when you reach a certain level of individual brilliance, which obviously Joker has put himself in position to likely win a 3rd straight MVP, and that's a very, very exclusive club.
Yeah, that is a great point of players that have yet to win a championship, but MVPs are obviously great. But this is a matchup of the best of the West. So the Grizzlies, they've won 3 straight. What do they need to do to keep it going versus the Nuggets?
Look, they want to run, obviously, as much as possible, as fast as possible. When you have Ja Morant, who might be the best open floor player in the game, you're going to be potent in transition. You're going to want to get in transition as much as possible. My concern with the Grizzlies is how often they'll be able to do that during the playoffs and how poorly they execute as a half-court team. And as much as we focus on Ja Morant, I think the guy who will determine how far the Grizzlies can go will be Desmond Bane, who is one of the best shooters in the league, who has improved year after year as the playmaker. I think they're really going to need Bane to come through big time in the playoffs to be able to make a run, because I don't think they're going to be able to get out and just fly up and down the floor like they want to as much as possible.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. There is pressure on both sides to perform, but at least we've got a good one to look forward to. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.